Sanjay, Kalra, first of all, thank you so much for joining our program on Vitv channel. In its plan to revamp state firm, 432 state firm in Vietnam will be equitized from now to 2015. But the pace of the process has been very slow and make people doubt about the feasibility of the project. What's your take?
Well, first of all, I think it is certainly an ambitious plan, especially when we look at what has been achieved in the previous 2 years. The state of the process of equitization has been somewhat slow. So 432 enterprises to be equitized, or economic groups to be tackled in a space of 2 years looks very ambitious. We are hoping that with the emphasis that the Prime Minister has placed on the process can be accelerated. The attention that has been focused, in particular there was a conference that was held recently. We are hoping that the process can be accelerated, but it's an ambitious target for 2 years. Yes.
The government has set out that buying stakes and unprofitable assets in state firms will be the most important and key way to restructure them. However, it's estimated if the policy is implemented, about 65% of state firms will have the majority of their stake controlled by the government. Do you think this is the right direction of the government?
Well, first of all, I think relating to unprofitable enterprises, if the state is willing to take enough action, if the state is willing to sell those assets at whatever price is available in the market, that would help. If the firm or the assets have negative value, then support from the budget can help to accelerate the process of equitization. At the end of the process, if there is still a substantial stake in many of these enterprises, that will cause some problems, because at the end of the day, the new owners, the people who put in money into the enterprises, want control so that they can make changes and make these enterprises more efficient. So that will be constrained also in the initial stages in terms of getting buyers.
Some local experts express their worries that the direction by the government may harm some healthy state firms, because if they buy assets of weak companies, then their health may be affected too.
Well, it all depends on a case-by-case basis. If there is an enterprise that is making losses because its management is not effective, a healthy firm can improve things by improving management, and if there are linkages between the weak firm operating in a certain area and a healthy firm, then the process of restructuring can benefit. So the weak firms or the weak enterprises can benefit. But at the same time, the healthy enterprise has to carry a weak balance sheet. So it does, until the restructuring has taken place a burden on the balance sheet of the healthy enterprise.
Do you think that in this case, very weak state firm and unprofitable one must be forced to go bankrupt?
It is certainly an option. It is certainly an important option that should be exercised. If the firm has been run poorly for many years, if the balance sheet is very weak, if the net worth of the firm is large and negative, it is best to shut down that firm, because it will create problems in the future. It will be a burden on the economy. It will be a burden on the budget. In the end, it is best to shut down the firm and restart again.
Vietnam planned for the government to take big part in key sectors that determining its national security, like gas and oil production and distribution, electricity and mining. What do you think are the sectors that the government should step down and give way to the private sector?
The decision should be made on commercial lines. If the private sector is able to do a good job of entering the sector, increasing profitability, increasing exports, then that would be a good idea. At the same time, if the state is able to improve governance in many of these firms effectively and in a credible sort of a way, then there is no reason why the state needs to move away. In many countries, when certain sectors are very large, it is hard to bring enough domestic, private and foreign capital. So the state can still have a useful role to play in some sectors. So I don't think one wants to think of these in a very dogmatic sort of a way, but the real question is, can these firms be run profitably, whether by the private sector or by the state-owned sector?
Thank you so much for joining our program today.
Thank you very much.